It is my honor to be here. I was thinking back, it was quite a number of years ago. I think I sat right next to Dudu Roten and in this room, and began to realize that God was expanding something inside of me. And I'll be frank, I'm standing on the shoulders of so many of you that I know either by name or by reputation. And everything that has happened in this week and that will continue to happen is because of your work, hardly because of someone like me who's like the last guy at the wall. But honestly, we're going to keep this work going, and we've seen tremendous blessing in how God has so blessed not only the nation of Israel, but all of us who've been a part of that process. And I also want to acknowledge our founding executive director back in Washington, D.C., and from that has our organization has sprung forth, and that's Willem Griffioen. Willem, it's so good to have you here. Pastor Larry Huck is one of our board members, and the real rock star in the room is Alan Clemens. Alan helped us begin a process. Not only have we built caucuses around the world, but we've passed legislation in 26 states because of the hard work of guys like Alan, and we're just about to roll another one through at least that many states and continue with the other process. That was an anti-BDS bill. Now we've just passed our first anti-Semitism bill. Hopefully it gets signed this week, and if not, it'll be very soon. It's coming out of committee. Look, we're standing in a hallowed halls of the government of Israel, and I loved the point made that Jerusalem can't be said or can't be spoken without considering that it involves wholeness. And there are a couple of wholenesses that are here. The moving of these embassies, while it's important, and it's an important function for the government of Israel and also for those nations, but it's also a wholeness, we believe, to this city. The undivided, and we believe the indivisible capital, eternal capital of Jerusalem. And it's an important step for that. And many of you were engaged in that in all kinds of ways, not only here in Israel, but around the world. And we thank you for that kind of work. I'm overwhelmed at the weight of this moment, to be honest. We're standing in a miracle. Literally standing in a miracle. Some of you have been praying your entire life, but we're also standing in the middle of millions of prayers that have been prayed around the world for centuries, that this moment would arrive, that the world would begin to recognize this is the capital of the nation of Israel and the homeland of the Jewish people. The fight is not over. The battle is not over, but this is a moment for us to breathe deeply. Miraculous air. We'll forget pretty quickly because we go right back into the fight, don't we? And yet, something really tremendous has happened. It's time to take a little bit of a victory lap this morning and say, thanks be to God for this very moment. I'm overwhelmed. We're commanded to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Those that believe the Bible around the world are commanded. It's not even a suggestion, it's a command. What you need to know about prayer is prayer changes things. It not only changes whatever God has declared He wants to happen, and so we pray according to what He has promised, according to His will. Not only is that done, but it changes us. It realigns me when I begin to really pray. This was the 71st country I visited in the world. I had worked all over the world. It wasn't high on my agenda. Theologically it was, but I had been all over before I came here. Somehow as I began to let the prayer for Jerusalem's peace rest in my heart, it changed everything in my future. And so I keep getting fired up to the next position, and so here I am today as executive director of an organization that I have great pride in. Bienvenidos, hermanos guatemaltecos. Bienvenidos. And this is part of the miracle right here. And so, what a beautiful thing. So much has changed this week. So much has changed this week. So much still has to be done. We're not finished. We need to stay on. The miracle needs to continue. But by God's grace, by Hashem's goodness, we will finish this work. Thank you very much.